The American Cancer Society recently published a study that shows that people born after 1990, that's millennials and Gen X, are more likely to have cancer. In fact, 2 to 3 times more likely to have cancer than the baby boomers or people born after 1953. Now, they looked at 34 cancers and found out that 17 cancers are on the rise. This include head and neck cancers, anal cancers, small intestinal cancers, liver cancer in women, some types of breast cancer, hormone-positive breast cancer. It's quite daunting. There are some high points. So, for instance, we know that based on the study, smoking-related cancers are on the decline. We also know that cervical cancers are also on the decline, and so on. Well, I'm going to list a few things that are being discussed in the medical society, and hopefully you can take a few hints from there to help with your health. Number one, obesity. We know that obesity from most studies tells us that you can increase your risk of cancer by being overweight. So you want to do everything you can with diet, exercise, medications, bariatric surgery. Talk to your primary care physician about your options on how to reduce your weight. The second thing is a sedentary lifestyle. This in itself, even if you are in the right BMI, just being sedentary increases the risk of cancer. So you want to get moving. You start getting the benefits for cardiovascular health and so on from as little as 2,500 steps a day. You don't need a gym membership. You just need your room or your street. Just start walking. Third thing is diet. We're consuming a lot of stuff that we shouldn't. We're more than any other generation. We're eating a lot of junk food. We're eating ultra-processed food. We're eating saturated fats. We are getting all kinds of things being put in our food in terms of fertilizers and preservatives, and the list goes on and on. So ditch the cereal, eat the apple, basically. Another thing you want to look at is your screening. Now, this is very important. We know that family history is important. So you want to know your history and you want to start screening early. So for instance, in colon cancers, we start screening 10 years earlier than the last relative that got cancer. So that's something you want to look into. And we have a lot of screening for breast, for prostate, for colon, for cervical, for lung cancers in smokers, and so on. Talk to your primary care physician. If you haven't made that appointment, make it now to have that discussion. Another thing that is very interesting that I find has been discussed is health policy. And health policy is very tightly tied to our political leaders. And this is an election year. Now we know that health policy shapes a lot of things, including the environment, the chemicals that go in our food, preservatives we have, food and drug industry. You see where I'm headed. There's all this talk about forever chemicals. Those things are going to be influenced by policy. So you may want to look at, if you have someone in mind that you strongly feel about voting for, you may want to see if they're making health policies that benefit you and your generation to keep you healthier. Now, the final thing is not to stress. You don't want to stress too much about it. There's a limit to what you can control. Do your best, live your best, and hopefully your health will reward you for it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.